It is a matter of great honor for me to be present here today to welcome all the dignitaries. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable Chief Minister of Nagaland, Sri Nephew Ryuji, Honorable Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sri Sarvanan Sonowal, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Home Affairs, Home, Border Affairs, Government of Nagaland, Sri Yangtongo Katonji, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Government of Nagaland, Sri Tenzing Umna Alamji, Honorable Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Nagaland, Srimati Phangyoung Phonekji, Honorable Member of Parliament, Nagaland, Sri S. Sukumaren Jamirji, Finance Secretary, Commissioner and Transport Secretary, Sri Chusiji, and all distinguished guests, government officials, stakeholders, partners and friends who have gathered on this occasion with their presence. Your presence and support underscore the significance of this conference and the collective commitment towards enhancing our transport infrastructure in the region. This conference aims to harness the potential of the Northeast region of India by developing the inland water ecosystem. This includes the creation of ferries, terminals, and tourist and community jetties to promote trade and tourism. Development of inland water transport is essential to our mission of establishing a sustainable, efficient, and inclusive transportation system in the Northeast region. IWT has the potential to greatly enhance economic growth, improve connectivity, and offer an environment-friendly alternative to conventional transport methods. Today's conference is a unique opportunity for us to come together, share our insights, and develop strategies that will shape the future of IWT in this region. We have gathered a diverse group of stakeholders, including government officials, industry leaders, experts, and community representatives, each bringing valuable perspective and expertise to the table. I encourage all participants to engage actively, share your knowledge, and collaborate with one another. Let us leverage this platform to forge strong partnership and work towards a future where inland water transport becomes a cornerstone of our transport infrastructure, driving prosperity and connectivity to all. Once again, I extend my heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. Now I would like to brief this gathering about the initiatives being taken by the Inland Waterways Authority of India under the able leadership of our Honorable Minister Sri Sarvanan Sonowal. The Inland Waterways Authority of India was established in 1986 through the Inland Waterways Authority of India Act 1985. In the same year, sir, National Waterway 1 was declared, which consists of Ganga Bhagirathi river system. In 1988, sir, second national waterway was declared Brahmaputra from Dhugri, Bangladesh border to Sadia. And then in 1993, West Coast Canal was declared as National Waterway 3. In 2008, sir, two other national waterways were declared, National Waterway 4 and National Waterway 5. To give impetus to this mode of transportation, sir, Government of India in 2016 declared 106 more national waterways in one go, sir, taking the tally to 111. Next. So this is the network of 111 national waterways declared by the Government of India, sir, covering a length of around 187 kilometers. Out of these national waterways, 24 national waterways at present are operational, where cargo and passenger movement is taking place. Length of the operational national waterways are around 5,000 kilometers. These 111 national waterways are spread across 23 states and 4 union territories. Next, please. As you all may be aware that this mode of transportation is environmental friendly, cost effective, and safe. As you can see, this fuel efficiency of this 1 liter of fuel can move 105 tons kilometer by inland waterways, whereas 1 liter fuel can move only 85 kilometer ton by railways and 24 ton kilometer by roadway. So this mode of transportation is economical, safe, and environmental friendly. Next. As you can see that from 2014, The total cargo movement on national waterways was around 18 million tons, which has now increased to 133 million metric tons, with a CAGR of around more than 22%. So, Government of India through its Maritime India Vision has targeted to take this cargo movement up to 200 million tons by 2030 and 500 million tons per annum by 2047. Next. Apart from this, sir, we are also taking initiatives for development of river cruise tourism. As you are well aware, sir, this world's longest river cruise started from Banaras up to Dibrugarh, sir, covering 27 river systems in 5 states, covering a total distance of around 3,200 kilometers. It was the longest in the world. So, through this, sir, we demonstrated that our waterways are ready for stakeholders to invest and to unlock the potential which is the waterways are providing. So, right now, sir, 9 national waterways river cruise tourism is happening. We have targeted that we will increase it to 34 by 2047. Next. Sir, here I would like to brief the gathering about the Jal Marg Vikas project, which is funded by World Bank also, sir. Half of the fund is being provided by World Bank and half of the fund by Government of India. This is being implemented on National Waterway 1, sir, covering a distance of 1,390 kilometers from Varanasi up to Haldia. Here we are next. Here, sir, we have developed 3 multimodal terminals, one at Varanasi, one at Sahibganj, and one at Haldia. Apart from that, sir, we have also developed an intermodal terminal which can serve the purpose, which can connect Nepal, which is a landlocked country. So from here, the cargo can move to Nepal, and from Nepal it can come to this port and go up to Haldia for exim trades. Apart from that, sir, first of its kind, one navigational lock we have built at Farakka, sir, which is now completed and is inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister. It is functioning, sir. This lock, sir, earlier vessel used to take around 2 hours to cross this lock. Now it is taking only 23 minutes. You can cross this barrage. Next. Apart from this, sir, under this project, there is a unique project called Community Jetties we are undertaking, sir, on National Waterway 1, where we are building around 60 plus community jetties with solar infrastructure to give economic benefits to the farmers, traders, and local communities, sir. And out of these 60 jetties, till now, sir, we have commissioned around 43 community jetties. And apart from this, sir, we are also building community jetties in other states also, like Goa, Maharashtra, Assam. Wherever, sir, we have got the request, we are building this community jetties. So we request other state governments also to kindly look into it and send the proposal to the Inland Waterways Authority of India, and we will provide this kind of facility here as well. Next. Sir, this is the snapshot of the what we are taking in Northeast region, sir. Here we have 20 national water declared national waterways in the Northeast region, out of which, sir, you can see in Nagaland there is one national waterway, Tiji Junki. It is National Waterway 101. Next. So this is a snapshot of what are the activities that are taking place on in Assam, sir, on river NW2, Brahmaputra, Barak, and Dhansiri. Here, sir, we have developed fairway. We have provided aids to navigation, and we have made 4 permanent terminals and 12 floating terminals. Apart from that, sir, one more terminal we are building at Jogilhopa, which is nearing completion, sir. By this month end, it will be completed. Apart from that, sir, as you are aware, there is no ship repair facility in the Northeast region. So, the vessels used to go to Kolkata, all the way to Kolkata to get it repaired. So, looking into that, sir, we are building a ship repair facility at Pandu with an investment of around 200 crores, sir. It will be completed by next year, sir. Apart from that, sir, we have given an alternate road connectivity to Pandu, an elevated road we are building, sir, to just evacuate the cargo efficiently. Apart from that, sir, two terminals at Karimganj and Badalpur we have renovated, which will connect, sir, Lower Assam to Haldia Port through Indo-Bangladesh Protocol route. Next. Sir, this is this slide gives the snapshot, sir, where we are connecting Northeast region through Indo-Bangladesh Protocol route. Presently, sir, Northeast region is connected by this Chicken Neck Siliguri corridor, which leads to huge congestion, sir. Sometimes months together, trucks take months together to cross that corridor. So, to provide alternate connectivity, sir, Government of India has entered into an agreement with Government of Bangladesh, sir, through which our vessels and their vessels can ply in each other's waterways and declare ports of call. Under this agreement, sir, we have 10 routes now declared as Indo-Bangladesh Protocol routes, sir, on which we have 11 ports of call and 2 extended ports of call on each side of the country, in India also and in Bangladesh also. Next. Through this route, sir, we are connecting NW1 to NW2, Brahmaputra through Indo-Bangladesh Protocol route number 1 and 2, and Ganga to and Barak River, Lower Assam through Indo-Bangladesh Protocol route number 3 and 4, sir. So this way, sir, we are connecting even from mainland from Varanasi to up to Dibrugarh, sir. We are maintaining the fairway also. We are giving end-to-end connection so that vessels can ply starting from Varanasi up to Dibrugarh and up to Karimganj and Badalpur. Next. To give another connectivity, sir, alternative connectivity, Government of India has built a port in Myanmar, sir, at Sitwe, which is now operational, sir. You were there, sir, to open this port, sir. Through this port, sir, we are giving connectivity to Mizoram border, sir, through Kaladan River. So we have built a port at Sitwe and inland waterway terminal at Sitwe and Paletwa, sir. Till Paletwa, sir, it will go through waterways. From Paletwa to Mizoram border is 110 kilometers, sir. That is under construction. Once this is constructed, sir, so Mizoram will also be get the connectivity through Bay of Bengal. To Haldia Port, things can move there directly. Next. Sir, we are going through this Tiju Junki River, sir. So this connectivity can also be established through NW1, sir, to Myanmar through this Tiju Junki River, which is joining Chinwin River in Myanmar, sir. So this we are going to have the feasibility study done very quickly, sir, and then we will come to the Government of Nagaland with the proposal how to develop this. Next. Sir, to promote cargo, since this last mile and first mile connectivity is still a problem for inland waterways, sir, to give a boost to this shift of modal shift to the inland waterways from rail and road, sir, we have conceived a cargo promotion scheme through which we are going to give subsidy to the cargo movers who are transporting their cargo through inland waterways. Apart from that, sir, we are starting a scheduled service through our one of the PSUs, sir, this Shipping Corporation of India Limited, which will be done, sir, from Banaras to Dibrugarh, sir, through Bangladesh, Indo-Bangladesh Protocol route, and from Banaras to Badalpur also, sir. So I request the stakeholders to kindly look into it and try to move their cargo through inland waterways, which is cheap and safe.
Nagaland TV, Sob Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Twitter.